Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Industry X Hackathon. This initiative is all about tackling some of the most pressing challenges in the aerospace and automotive domains. So, if you are passionate about making a difference in this world, then you should definitely consider joining this hackathon. To talk more about the hackathon, what it's all about, what you are supposed to build and solve for, we have a very special guest with us from the Accenture Industry X team itself, Sumeet Minocha. Hi, Sumit. How are you? Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Shweta. Thank you for having me here. I'm Sumeet Minocha. I'm the Managing Director for Industry X, part of the core engineering business.
Got it. Thank you. Can you please talk about the work that Accenture does in the digital engineering and manufacturing space?
So, Industry X, right? It basically involves digital transformation in the industrial sector, engineering and manufacturing organizations in particular. And that's where we work with various engineering organizations to solve the engineering challenges, right? Technology is one part of it, but in the core engineering business, we actually work with these organizations on the product engineering and design, on manufacturing engineering, on after sales, and also on the supply chain side of it. So we work on all of that domains. Also, software and digitalization, Gen AI is part of it. But then we actually do work on the core engineering things, and technology is there to help solve some of these challenges in a better way.
Got it. Okay, thank you. That covers a huge domain, I must say. So, if I may ask for our audience who have joined here, what are the main objectives of this hackathon? I mean, how do they reflect Accenture's vision for innovation in core engineering?
So Accenture is one of the most innovative companies in the world, right? And we want to work with the brightest minds in the industry on solving some of these pressing challenges in the engineering industry. And the best people to solve the challenges are people who have actually worked on uh, those engineering problems, right? So Accenture's vision is to really help our customers as well as work with these bright individuals to really solve these problems and get their perspective on how some of these things can be across the life cycle. So I explained, right, product engineering and design. There are pressing challenges on that. There are challenges on the manufacturing side. There are challenges on the tech data or of the after sales part of it, and then there is challenges on the supply chain side of it. And any of the spheres in which you have been working, right, you would have experienced some of these challenges, and then the best place is to uh, come with Accenture and help us solve these challenges together.
Definitely. Okay. So, like you said, there are many pressing challenges in after sales, in supply chain, in manufacturing. Can you give us a few examples in the core pressing challenges in the core engineering that this hackathon particularly aims to address?
See, I'll not raise the curtains out of all the challenges which are there, right? Though you will publish that, but uh, on the product engineering and design, right? So we work on the product engineering and design, on actually doing the stress analysis, on doing the fatigue, and doing the structure analysis on that, right? So there are challenges on that, on the wire harness, right? And people who have worked on this industry will understand what I'm speaking about, and this is across aerospace, across automotive, right, and across industrial segment as a whole. On the manufacturing sides, again, on the jigs and fixtures, and on how do we do NC concessions, and how do we make sure that the product is manufactured as per the specifications in the design, right? That is taken care of. And of course, from an after sales standpoint of view, you have things where you are able to solve for supply chain. You are able to solve for how do we make sure that there is a correct documentation which is available for whatever we have designed for. So these are, I would say, some of the things which where these individuals can put their mind and help us solve those.
Got it. And for all our audience here, we will be revealing the exact problem statements that you have to solve for on September 2nd. Okay. So moving on, can you share who this hackathon is open for? Like, are there any specific qualifications that a person need to participate in this hackathon?
See, it is open for all, but as I mentioned, right, people who have worked in the industry, uh,
Yeah.
uh, maybe 2 years kind of a stuff, or little bit around that, right, they would really understand that. But this is pretty much open for uh, any individual who wants to make a difference. But yes, people who have worked in this industry, mechanical engineering background, will be better suited to solve those challenges because they understand what problems to take it, what is the practicality, how do we make sure that there's an innovation which is applied onto that. And this whole aerospace and the automotive industry is going through a huge transformation. So but everyone around, anyone who is working on this is more than welcome to participate onto this.
Got it. Thank you. I mean, definitely, if you are coming from that particular industry itself, that will give you like more advantage and an edge to solve these problems.
Yes.
Got it. And on are there any like KPIs on high level that participants should be aware of? Like, what will make an idea submission stand out?
See, hackathon, one of the key things is innovation, right? So how innovative is that idea? uh,
Mhm.
what is the business case, how it can really help solve the challenge, uh, in the applicability across industries if it is there, and the practicality of that particular solution, high level architecture, right, some thinking behind that. So these are some of the uh, I would say broad metrics which are there, but all of that has to, the core of this essentially is the idea.
The innovation, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. So, is there any like particular criteria that the jury will be using to evaluate the shortlisted teams and their pitches?
So as I mentioned, right, so these are the exact criteria. There might be weightages to each of those, right? But the innovation idea, the whole thought process behind that, the high level architecture, as I mentioned, uh, uh, is it applicable to multiple industries or is it applicable to a specific area, and how we are using various technologies which is there to solve that particular challenge. Is there an application of any uh, uh, gen ai or any other automation which can be done to really solve this? That is another criteria which will be there. And then of course how this particular thing, what is the structure behind the process and the thinking which has gone beyond in the idea. That will be some of the kpis and some of the metrics which will be used to evaluate that.
Got it. Thank you. I mean, I'm sure this is really helpful for the participants who are, looking forward to build something for this industry. So moving forward, what is the expected outcome that the jury will be looking for? Like an idea within in-depth explanation, a prototype, or maybe MVP in process.
So, see, all of you are coming into this as a participant. So, first of all, that will be a great appreciation of your time, which will be there, and nobody is expecting you to create an MVP and all that at the stage. What is important is to bring in the right idea, the thinking behind this, and to make sure that we are on all the criteria which we have mentioned. There's a documentation which is available. And then of course if the idea is good, our teams will work, and then we can really scale it up to the next levels. But what is expected is a high level architecture and the brief about the idea and some of the thinking and the next steps which the team or an individual can bring in.
Got it. Okay. And anyway, for our participants who have been, asking some of the questions around the feedback, whether they will receive any feedback or something on their ideas before the final submission deadline, then we will have like another AMA session with the experts from Accenture Industry X, and they will help you, guide more to refine your solution, to guide more about what you can build, what you can include in their ideas. Okay, so moving forward, how do you see initiatives like this hackathon shaping up the evolution of core engineering? I mean, hackathons are really built up in the market right now, and you can see hackathons around Gen AI and several other industries right now. So, how does what do you think about shaping the evolution of core engineering through these initiatives?
See, as you mentioned, right? So hackathon are a big thing in the industry, and uh, so there are many hackathons which are done on technology, right?
Yeah.
But this is an opportunity for us to use the technology using our subject matter expertise, the use case, and the use case is the most important thing, right? uh, Whether it is Gen AI or whether it is any other automation or any other product which we are thinking about, the use case of what are we trying to solve for is the most important thing. And this hackathon gives you that opportunity to really make the difference into that, and using your subject matter expertise. And it is not only most of the hackathons are for software engineers and all of that. This is an opportunity for mechanical engineers to show their might and use their creative brains to really bring on that idea. You can use technology, but that is it's okay. Even if you have a high level thinking of how it can be done, that is good enough, right? Nobody is expecting you to solve a major challenge. We just want to engage with you, work with you to really co-create the whole solution on that.
Definitely. I mean, to add on to what you have said, this hackathon really brings up both the things into one: your creativity as well as your subject matter expertise in this particular industry. So, is there any particular advice that you would, like to give to the engineers and innovators who are, participating in this and future hackathons as well?
See, the advice, obviously, building your subject matter expertise is the key thing. And then applying that subject matter expertise on a problem. So we need to be observant. There are uh, problems, whatever area we are working with. If we are observant on that, there will be many problems which we can see on that, and then applying your subject matter expertise for that. So that will give us a proper use case, and then seeing the technologies which are evolving in the world, on the technology landscape or on the engineering side of it, we can really take an amalgamation of that, or some of those areas, and then apply into that. So this is actually, I would say, a 360-degree realization of the value which is happening. We will take a use case, we will understand the technology, how a technology is applied. So this also is giving you a great opportunity to harness your skill on all of that, and to make a difference in your overall professional career.
Great. Thank you. So I just have one last question with you, and that is, how can professionals in this industry can stay ahead of the curve, in core engineering itself?
So this question is pretty much related to the previous question which is there, right? The core of this is your engineering knowledge, right? And this is an opportunity. So many of us who have done our engineering, right, we always uh, saw an opportunity for many of these hackathons to really give these opportunities to on the software side of it. But this is an opportunity which is coming to you to apply that on the core engineering side, using your mechanical engineering skills, understanding the problem. And this is how you will be able to stay ahead, because the industry is going through a major transformation, right? And you would be reading all of that. So there is a huge evolution which is happening in the aviation space, whether it is hydrogen being thought about from a sustainability standpoint of view, the fuel, the whole thought process around EVs and in the automotive, and how EVs, the technology which is there in EVs can be used in aircrafts, the future of the flying itself, the future of mobility, right? So this is also giving you a sort of an industry trend, because when we come to a specific problem, we narrow down from the large uh, overall superset to a specific problem, and this also gives you a knowledge of the industry trends which is happening around that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sumit. And especially this early in the morning for coming forward for our participants to solve their queries and give a more brief about what this hackathon is all about. So thank you so much for that. Um, Now, I'll just take last 2-3 minutes to tell our participants the upcoming timeline. So, the registrations will close on September 1st, and on the very next day, on September 2nd, we will reveal the problem statements. And at that time itself, the idea submissions will also open. And to help you with, to explain you what the problem statements are about, and in detail what you have to build, we will have another session on September 3rd, which will be the problem statement explainer session. To read more about the hackathon and the upcoming timeline and everything, you can visit our website that we will be dropping in the chat section again. And again, thank you so much everyone for joining. Have a great day. Thank you, Sumit.
Thank you. Have a great day.